Yeah, the history of fluorescence is really interesting in that it's a First Nations combination. That's the Indigenous people of Canada were, their medicine man had been using it for thousands and thousands of years. And that medicine type tradition is an oral tradition, so nothing is really written down. Unfortunately, a lot of that medicine has been lost because it was an oral tradition, and there's not very many medicine men in recent society. But what happened in the turn of the century, in the early 1900s, there was a trapper who was in Upper Canada. And he had a wife who came with him to the New World, and she was very ill. And they realized that she had breast cancer, and it was quite advanced. It was in her lymph nodes, and she didn't have a really good prognosis. And so they couldn't really do anything for her at that time. The trapper brought his wife to the medicine man who prescribed this combination, which is now known as fluorescence. And she, over the years, took this combination and was able to rid herself of her breast cancer. Now, years later, when she was in her 80s, she was having a physical exam with a nurse. The nurse's name was Reen Case. And she asked about some discoloration on her breasts, and she noticed that there was something different, and the lady said, well, I had breast cancer and I cured myself of breast cancer. So this really piqued the interest of Reen Case, and she got the formula down and she started treating people with it and found that she had a lot of success. She started her own clinic. Of course, because she was a nurse, the government kept shutting her down and putting her in jail, and you know all the stuff that you know non-natural medicine tries to do. And so then she had a doctor from the United States, who was John F. Kennedy's personal physician, come and help her as well in her clinic. And she was able to treat many people, and people came from all over the world to be treated for many different debilitating conditions, not just cancers. And that's really how it became into mainstream. And it was interesting at the beginning how it was used for the worst cases. It's always when we discover something that we use it for the worst cases. But really now we realize in the combination that we have, we can use it as a really good preventative, and we understand how it works. And I think it's phenomenal, the wisdom of those natural medicine the medicine men and the natural medicine people that were in the First Nations community, that they could understand the overall picture of how it could heal the body without really understanding the internal physiology of the body. But now, knowing the science, we really understand how fluorescence is a really profound tonic and can provide a lot of health benefits to the body.